So back to what I got at the boutique. I had these cute little bath bombs. So there's this one, and there's this one. I like bath bombs, but I mean, these are so pretty, I wouldn't want to dissolve them.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard is back in the spotlight, and this time, she's revealing more than she probably realizes. Her latest live stream was a spectacle of contradictions, manipulation, and an unrelenting need for validation. She continues to show exactly who she is, though perhaps not in the way she intends. The performance was on full display, and what really stood out was her shameless promotion of yet another true crime project, as if she hasn't already capitalized enough on her own mother's murder. The live stream began with Gypsy recounting a recent trip to an amusement park with Ken.
Got a candle. That looks kind of cool. What else? Okay, so I don't know if any of you have one like this, but it's a red light mask.
She dramatically described riding the Ring of Fire roller coaster, making it sound like the most terrifying experience of her life. The exaggerated gasps, the wide eyes, the breathless delivery, it was all part of the act. But the irony was impossible to ignore. A roller coaster was scarier than hearing her own mother's dying screams, scarier than wiping the blood off her hands and running away with Nick. But sure, she wants people to sympathize with her horrifying amusement park ride. The theatrics were exhausting.
I'm gonna try it. I'm 33, so I'm like, I'm not gonna stay young forever. So I kind of want to start doing what I can to try to preserve my face. Yeah, and that's what I got at the boutique.
There was something unsettling about the way she framed the experience. The same person who had the mental and emotional strength to plan, execute, and clean up after a murder now wants to be seen as fragile and helpless over a fairground ride. She wants sympathy for a loop-de-loop when she had the nerve to go through with something far more horrifying. It's almost as if she thinks people have forgotten who she really is. The entire storytelling approach was calculated. Every dramatic pause, every helpless laugh, every glance toward the camera, it was all part of the performance.
This ride. And keep in mind, I don't like roller coasters. I'm not into like really scary rides. And so it was a loop. I think they call it the Ring of Fire. So we did that. And
she was playing the role of an innocent girl just trying to live a normal life, hoping that people would buy into it. She has always known how to present herself as the victim, milking every ounce of attention she can get. This is the same tactic she has used for years, leaning into the idea that she's a fragile girl who has suffered so much, hoping that the world forgets the choices she made. She chose to get on that ride, just like she chose to be in that bedroom the night her mother was killed. She wants people to sympathize with her over something trivial while glossing over the fact that she played a central role in a crime that left one person dead and another serving a life sentence.
as soon as I got it, I'm like, Kenan, I don't think I'm gonna like this, get me off of it. And I stuck with it, and I did not open my eyes. I had my eyes closed the whole time. We went up, like swung this way and went up, and we were like suspended.
Beyond the dramatics, Gypsy also tried to solidify her influencer persona by showing off her recent shopping haul. She flaunted boutique items, bath bubbles, candles, and even a $400 red light therapy face mask. This raised eyebrows because she has positioned herself as a struggling new mother adjusting to life outside prison, yet she has no problem dropping hundreds on luxury skincare. It's clear that this isn't just about self-care, it's about the image. She wants to be perceived as someone who deserves the finer things in life, as if she is owed luxury after her so-called hardships. But the reality is, her hardships ended with her walking free, while Mick remains locked up. She wasn't just casually sharing these items.
Just took deep breaths the whole time, braced my feet, and I was like, oh, this is not my thing at all. But we did that ride. I don't know if thank you, Claire. I don't know if we did any other rides. I don't remember. That's the only one that I can remember us doing. It was so traumatic.
She was flaunting them. This is the same pattern she has followed since being released. She makes sure people see every privilege she has gained, whether it's getting pampered, staying in hotels, or receiving expensive gifts. Every live stream and post is curated to paint herself in the best possible light. The comments section was flooded with adoring fans telling her how good she looked, and that's exactly what she wanted. Admiration, validation, and constant reassurance that she is still the center of attention. Then came the excuses. She addressed the backlash from her previous live stream, where she had shown her newborn daughter on camera.
To eat at this restaurant. Oh, that's cool. Oh, was nice. Ken and I went to eat at this restaurant called Catch. It has like good seafood. Trying to think what else we did. I mean, we really just we only had like 3 days, so we didn't really do like a whole lot. Oh, but we did go to a Lakers game. That was a lot of fun.
She insisted that she didn't mean to and that she had no choice but to include her. But the timing was suspicious. Around the same time, rumors had begun circulating that Gypsy didn't even have physical custody of her child due to parole restrictions. A TikTok creator named Nina even claimed that a family insider confirmed it. Instead of outright denying the claim, Gypsy strategically placed her baby in the live stream, making sure to accidentally prove she had custody. It wasn't just about addressing the rumors, it was about maintaining control over the narrative. Gypsy has always been calculated in how she handles backlash. She never directly confronts criticism. Instead, she carefully crafts moments that subtly prove her critics wrong.
Unprepared the first time that I streamed because Ken was working and Christy was there. My dad was hanging out with a buddy of his, and I tried to put Aurora down for a nap before the show started.
The way she handled her baby in the live stream said everything. She kept adjusting the baby, angling the camera just enough to show part of her without fully revealing her face. It was a carefully staged moment, giving her the plausible deniability of saying it was unintentional while still ensuring she got the attention she craved. Now, she is backtracking, pretending that she was just a mother caught in an unexpected situation. The entire thing was orchestrated. She wants the public to see her as a devoted mother, but her actions say otherwise. When has she ever put her child's well-being ahead of her need for attention? That live stream wasn't about bonding with her baby. It was about managing public perception. She claims she hates the spotlight, yet she knows exactly how to manipulate it in her favor.
So I ended up having to put her on the live, even though I really just didn't want to. And I kept her in like a sling thing, the wrap, because I was like, how am I gonna do this? Like, I'm gonna be holding her, but like, as everybody knows, I don't want to like show her face.
This is a pattern she follows every time she faces scrutiny. When people pointed out that her baby was missing from her videos, she made sure her baby's cries were audible in the background. When people questioned her parenting, she posted a baby bottle. Then, she escalated to showing the back of her baby's head. It's a slow, deliberate process. Nothing about it is accidental. She carefully releases small pieces of proof at just the right time, always keeping control over the conversation. The manipulation is obvious to anyone paying attention. She designs these moments to seem natural, as though she's just a regular mother sharing her life. But in reality, every move is calculated to reinforce the version of herself she wants the world to see. And the most unsettling part, it works. At least, it works on those who aren't looking closely. But for those who have followed her patterns, it's clear that this is just more of the same.
So I'm like trying to figure out how to work around that. So I don't know, I'm gonna see what I can do for Monday and see if she'll go down for a nap. I had to go back and rewatch the show because I was like so distracted with her, but my sister will be there, so it'll be a lot of fun.
The same manipulation, just in a new setting with a new cast of characters. Toward the end of the live stream, she casually mentioned that she was at Ken's house while he was at work. It seemed like an innocent detail, but for those who know how Gypsy operates, it was another piece of the puzzle. Every little thing she shares is intentional, whether it's about her personal life, her child, or her relationship. She knows exactly what she's doing, and she's still playing the same game she always has, just with a different audience. Why does it seem like Gypsy Rose Blanchard spends more time at Ken's place than at her official parole residence? Has motherhood given her a free pass to bend the rules? Typically, parole restrictions are strict, Yet Gypsy moves between locations so effortlessly that it's almost as if she's not being monitored at all. Is her parole officer just not keeping tabs on her, or has she mastered the art of finding loopholes?
Right now, he's at work. I'm at Ken's house, but he's at work right now. I'm trying to get used to the short hair. It is a big change.
Anyone else in her position would likely face serious consequences for spending so much time away from their designated residence. But for Gypsy, it's as if there's an unspoken leniency in place, allowing her to do things that others can't. Maybe it's public sympathy or the fact that she's playing up her new mother role, but something about this situation doesn't quite add up. And let's not forget, Gypsy has a long history of manipulating authority figures. She spent years convincing doctors, charities, and even law enforcement that she was terminally ill. So, if she's found a way to make her parole officers look the other way, would it really be that shocking?
Nice one. It's a big change, but I'm getting used to it. I kind of miss the long hair too, but I had been bleaching it like almost every month of last year, and I started noticing my hair was breaking really bad, and I just I'm like, it's damn.
Then there's the hair situation. When asked how she's adjusting to her short hair, Gypsy played it off as if she was still getting used to it. But in reality, she's been seen wearing wigs on multiple occasions, despite acting like her photo shoot was the only time she ever put one on. Social media commentator Nico Demo even pointed out how often she's been spotted in wigs. Yet now she's trying to make it seem like a brand new experiment. This is nothing new for Gypsy. She's always been selective about which parts of her past she acknowledges while conveniently erasing others. Wigs weren't just a fashion statement for her. They were part of the carefully constructed image that allowed her to deceive people for years. Now, she's trying to reframe them as something lighthearted and fun, completely disregarding how they once played a key role in the lies she told.
I'm trying to get used to the short hair. It is a big change. I got some ice fell in the icebox. It's a big change, but I'm getting used to it. I kind of miss the long hair too, but
And speaking of image, Gypsy recently pulled another familiar move, copying her ex, Ryan, by hosting a social media poll about her hair. She asked followers to choose between short and long hair, but let's be real, this wasn't about engaging with her audience. It was a calculated attempt to soak up attention and validation. And as expected, her fans played right into it. The way she worded the question made it clear she was fishing for compliments, not just casually curious. And then, like clockwork, her phone conveniently died, conveniently cutting off any chance of receiving critical feedback. While Gypsy obsesses over her appearance and social media antics, Nick Godijon sits in prison, his mental health deteriorating and his appeals denied.
I had been bleaching it like almost every month of last year, and I started noticing my hair was breaking really bad, and I just I'm like, it's damaged, and I really just want to start.
All because she turned her back on him. But sure, let's keep the focus on her latest hairstyle drama. Then there's her so-called cooking skills. When asked about her favorite meal to make, Gypsy proudly answered spaghetti. Not exactly surprising, considering we saw her struggle to cook scrambled eggs on her reality show. But what's more concerning is that despite being out of prison for months, she hasn't even bothered to learn how to make basic meals for her baby. It's not just about lacking the skills. It's the fact that she doesn't even try. A mother making an effort to prepare home-cooked meals for her child seems like the bare minimum. Yet Gypsy seems more invested in bath bombs and skincare than in learning anything useful for her role as a parent. And let's talk about her latest TV obsession, Happy Face, a true crime series about Melissa Moore and her infamous serial killer father.
And of course, I'm trying to figure out what kind of style looks cute. So I went on the internet and I was like, okay, cute haircuts. And I seen a couple of bobs that I thought was cute. And I'm like, okay, that seems.
The connection here is hard to ignore. Melissa turned her father's crimes into a career, profiting off her family's dark history. And now, here's Gypsy, proudly promoting her work. This isn't just a casual show recommendation, it's Gypsy aligning herself with someone who, like her, has figured out how to turn a disturbing past into a brand. Both have made a name for themselves by capitalizing on their traumatic histories, and the worst part, Gypsy doesn't seem to think there's anything wrong with it. To her, monetizing her past is completely acceptable as long as she's the one benefiting. And then there's the issue with Ken's dog. Gypsy has openly complained about pet hair being her biggest annoyance, and she even admitted to locking the dog outside. Sound familiar? She did the exact same thing with Ryan's dog, Pixie, before ultimately getting rid of her. The pattern is clear. Gypsy treats animals as disposable whenever they become inconvenient. It's yet another example of how she puts her own comfort above everything else, whether it's pets, her past, or even her responsibilities as a mother. But the real spectacle, Gypsy basking in attention during her latest live stream, soaking up compliments as if she were some kind of beauty guru.
More manageable. Now I'm just kind of like, because my hair is naturally wavy, so whenever it's not flat ironed, it's like everywhere. So hard to keep up. Starting to realize that long hair and short hair, you still have a styling process.
Fans flooded her with questions about her skincare routine, favorite perfumes, and lip gloss choices, completely ignoring the elephant in the room. The sheer absurdity of it all was impossible to miss. There she was, glowing under professional lighting, playing the role of a self-care queen, as if her entire public persona wasn't built on a disturbing past. Let's be honest, though, the questions that truly matter, nowhere to be found. No one had the guts to ask how she sleeps at night knowing Nick Godejohn is rotting in prison while she enjoys her newfound freedom. No one dared to press her on what she plans to tell her daughter when she eventually has to explain the truth. Instead, her fans continue to indulge in the fantasy world she's created, where she's not a convicted felon with a twisted history, just another lifestyle influencer. And just when you think the performance couldn't get more ridiculous, Gypsy goes and promotes yet another controversial figure, Melissa Moore, a woman who has built an entire career off the crimes of her infamous serial killer father. Coincidence? Hardly. It's just further proof that Gypsy will always align herself with people who know how to profit from crime and public fascination. Birds of a feather, after all. But the biggest question remains. Is Gypsy really trying to move on, or is she just refining her ability to manipulate the public? Oh, and let's not forget the recent speculation. Did she accidentally reveal her baby on live, or was that just another calculated move to stir up buzz? And that's a wrap on today's tea, but trust me, this is just the beginning. Gypsy's always got something up her sleeve. What do you think? Is she really trying to turn over a new leaf? Or is this just another carefully crafted performance? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more updates, and hit that notification bell so you never miss the latest drama. I'll be keeping an eye on all the Gypsy Rose chaos, so stay tuned because you know there's always more to spill. See you in the next one.